Hello. Welcome to another
Hello.
episode. Today
Welcome
we
to
have
another. Oh, you go. My
we can
bad,
just
my
we can just
bad.
echo. Ready? Echo. Today we have
Echo. Today we have
another episode
another
with a
episode
special
with
guest.
a special
Her
guest.
name is Angelena.
Her name is Angelena.
She's in our coven. Say hi, Angelena.
Hi guys, I feel so blessed and honored to be here.
Yeah, I was talking to Angelina a little bit before this episode recorded, and she's like, "So who else have you had on your podcast?" And I was like, no one, just us. You're the first one." And I was like, this just feels so right. Like, I would not want to have any other special guest be our first special guest other than one of our, like, literal lovers. Maybe not literal, but, like, also literal.
Soul
Soul
lover.
You are
lovers.
a lover, a
Yes.
soul lover,
A
a
lover of the
sister,
soul, not
a
a
soul
romantic.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, soul sister. Angelina is taking our guest speaker virginity,
Hell yeah.
popping the cherry. This episode will be popping the cherry with Angelina. And what better topic to discuss than sisterhood, soul sisters?
I can share my experiences on sisterhood. Did you want to
Okay.
contribute to should we give some baseline on our sisterhood
How
here?
did we
Yeah, just
meet?
like how we met.
Yeah.
History lesson.
A history lesson of the friendship.
Well, Angelina, what's our story?
Okay.
What happened? How did we bloop
Hell yeah.
appear?
Okay. So, a few fateful years ago, um, so we all attended Florida State University, and at FSU, we were all a part of the Buddhist Student Association. And the Buddhist Student Association every semester holds like a meditation retreat. And we'd all been on and off members, and we all happened to be on the spring retreat. And I just remember like the first day you guys showing up and you guys were talking about Okeechobee, Music Fest, and literally from the second I saw you guys amongst, other friends that y'all came with, it was just an immediate connection. I think, it's people describe all the time love at first sight, and I think that must stem from a similar place of meeting somebody and knowing deeply and truthfully within yourself that you've known them for much longer than you have, like an immediate instinctual trust.
Yeah.
And it's like when you love something. It's like I'm not using words to describe how I feel. It's like a truth that exists undeniably inside of me. And that's kind of how I felt from my end, when I first met you guys. And then it was just a fun game of, oh, I already feel a connection with this human. Now I get the fun part of learning things about them. and just the most incredible people. I was personally in a really, like, I was just beginning a very deep spiritual path and like figuring out what that meant for me in that phase of my life. And that retreat, regardless of like the contents of the retreat, meeting you guys, truthfully, and yes, it's a compliment, but I don't intend it as a compliment, more of like a statement of fact, like truly changed the trajectory of my entire spiritual journey, and just like really opened up not only sisterhood, which sisterhood is a huge part of it, and hence why we're talking about it, but just also like connection within myself, literally just like a 180 like life view. I felt like literally the trajectory of my soul's journey changing from like beyond this lifetime. And so after we met then and just had the best time, like so many memories, instant connection, we all stayed in touch, and we'd try to do things together. We'd send in like podcast recommendations and songs and things that just brought us immense joy, like leaving voice notes and taking pictures of trees and taking in the little moments, finding people who love the same things you do so effortlessly. When they text you, how about we go do this? And you're like, yes, that is exactly what I want to do. Like, how did you even come up with something that I needed so badly and didn't even know I needed?
Yeah.
And I would say the moment that really solidified it, for I think I speak for all of us, was Evelyn's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Which I'm always very careful when I speak about that, because it was such a sacred weekend of sisterhood that, and you guys know this, but it's so beyond words that it's almost a disservice to describe what I experienced that weekend with words, and it is so sacred to us and to me. So what I like to sum it up as is, it was just, I mean, first and foremost, a weekend of celebrating your birthday. We were all in Asheville in a little cabin and just bonding and vibing and doing the things that made us happy. Home cooked meals and hikes and cuddles and just breath work and endless love.
Music and shopping.
Freedom.
All these like amazing, like literally.
Yeah, bubble baths. Listening
Yes.
to Hitomi.
And
oh my god, it was like warm Blue Lotus tea. Like
Good
it was
God. It was so good.
literally, I felt like a merging of souls.
Yeah.
Like a deep
yeah.
connection that was foraged. And that moment, that series of moments was when it once again solidified to me that I'm like, oh, I literally will know these people for my entire life.
Yeah.
There's not a singular doubt in my mind. And like, yeah, that's then it just, that vibe continued ever since. Like the second I feel like any of us see each other around each, even in silence, like I could be on the other side of a wall from like either of you and like not see you or speak to you, and I will instantly feel calmed. Like it literally has like, it is like a curse breaker, like magical, like there's no spell that does what the energy and like the power of like us all together in the same space does. Like it's, and people have witnessed it. Like this is something
Yes.
that's not just like us. I mean, I know it's not us, but like just in our heads. But like it's some powerful stuff, like that sacred womanly bond, that sisterhood that we shared. Like you can feel like we all have our own energies that are so unique, but I am able to now like sense what our collective energy is together and tap into that and feel that when I'm with you guys. And that is like honestly like one of my life's greatest gifts. Like,
it really is one of life's greatest gifts. And I think like each of us will have so many moments where we just like feel so like we're gonna explode with love and light. And like I know that it's been so evident on the podcast just between me and Aaron, but like to be able, like I've said this to Angelena and I've said this to Aaron both so many times, like I see one of these friendships and I'm like, holy shit. And then I turn to the other friend, I'm like, holy shit, like I have at least 2 of these relationships. That feels like an insane abundance, like even just having one, but just having that deep, intimate, trusting, vulnerable, enlightening relationship and connection with another woman in your life with like literally no expectation. Like it's just pure existence with another existence, and that's all that it needs to be. And we both just like get high. like literally just so high,
high
on
on the love, high on the true,
high on the love.
unadulterated love.
Yes. Yeah. I'm so excited to dive deeper into it because I think that, and I can't speak for all women, but I do think that there is such a sacred, special calling that each woman has to connect with other women. And I would love to give insight into that, um, and how to either cultivate that or become the version of you that aligns with other women who serve your highest purpose, and so that you can experience that deep connection, because I think it's something that almost every woman would probably want in their life. Again, I can't speak for all women, but I can imagine it being something that is desirable for many of them.
Well,
And
as a human being in general, it's like it's our basic survival instinct to connect. And then beyond that, the
yeah,
only way to spiritually grow and evolve is through connection with other people and working together. We can't do anything on our own. I mean, perhaps, uh, but it would not, there would be no evolving. One couldn't
Mm.
evolve entirely on their own. We all offer different unique perspectives, and whether that's from a past life or from lessons that we've learned in this life and interactions that we've had with people, we learn so much from each other. And we can, like, knowing that you have another being that supports you and loves you unconditionally is also such a way to unlock unconditional love within yourself, if that's something that, like, you haven't been able to access yet. And I feel like just having the friendship of the two of you in my corner, in my heart, is such a way for me. Whenever literally you guys pop into my mind at random times, and a lot of the times it's in like the darkest hour, man, and I'm like, their
yeah.
love exists, their friendship exists, like that, like I have a purpose, you know, like love is real. And having that reminder is such a wonderful way to allow myself to open back up again and then continue on in life.
I was gonna say it's just like loving kindness meditation in Buddhism. It's oftentimes they ask you to try and send loving kindness to someone else before you try and send it to yourself, because it's often much easier to pick someone that you love so much, and it's easy to harness that energy, and then trying to send it to yourself is much harder because people struggle with that connection with yourself, and then ultimately trying to send loving kindness to someone you dislike. And some people struggle even more to send loving kindness to themselves than someone that they dislike. So it's just another testament to having such close friends that like prove to you, not in your trust of others but also in your trust of yourself, that such a pure unconditional love can exist, just like you said.
Yeah. I have my own answer that I will share after you guys share, but I'm curious what your markers or signs are that you have found someone who is like a soul sister or a soulmate, or just someone who's going to have like a really profound role in your life. Like what is that feeling or thought or experience that has to occur for you to be like, "Oh yes, this is someone that is literally in alignment with my deepest and truest self."
For me, so much of it is honestly like a gut feeling. It's intuition, and intuition sounds very mystical. And how can you know? But I was once explained that a way to test intuition is like, okay, you pick up a red marker and you look at it and you say, I'm holding a blue marker, something that's blatantly incorrect, and register the energy that you feel when you know this is like an untruthful statement, and then instead say a truthful statement. I'm holding a red marker. Feel like, what does the energy register as when something is truthful? You know it to be
I
true.
love that.
And so that's an exercise of doing it, but beyond that, it's so that's how I would describe what a internal truth is. Like a truth that exists outside of like, because I truthfully have many friends that I'm incredibly close with who I love so deeply. And it might be, maybe a little cold to say, but I can tell when I have friendships that while I care for them deeply, I know that if I were to move away from them or not see them as much, our friendship would likely fade. And it's not out of a lack of love, and I always hope those friendships, those relationships prove me wrong. But not all friendships are lifelong friendships, and not all friendships and relationships, platonic, romantic, are based on the soul. And that's because these connections exist outside of intellectualization. It exists outside of even love itself. Because, I think, as dark as it is to say, love isn't always enough. There's more beyond love. I think the purpose of living is to experience love, but there are other acting powers out there, and I think part of that is outside of my love for you all, I knew instantly. There's like a, or even if you don't know instantly, eventually you come to realize what that sensation was. It's a truth. Like, I know I'm willing to die on that hill. Then I know deep within myself that I know you guys deeply and have a deep connection regardless of what happens and any other outlying factors. It's just like an undeniable truth that I cannot steer away from. And so recognizing Soul Sisters, there's so many elements to it that you can, if you wanted to create a formula, could. Similar values and people you're aligned with, people who you feel at home with, people who see the rawest version of yourself, the parts of you that you don't even allow yourself to see. People who are like the yin to your yang, balance you out and provide something so unique. Like I said, like all of us are so unique and have such different paths and such different yet so similar experiences. But there's something beneath all of the the avatar that's running our soul so deep beyond our individual life, like dharmas and passions, that is one. Like there's a little nugget in there that exists. That's a connection, a string, an invisible string, if you will. And yes, I can give you a list of like traits and characteristics, but ultimately there's a lot of people that I have similar passions to. There's a lot of people who I have similar values to.
Right.
That I maybe have more things in similar. I have my childhood best friend. Literally an identical human copy. When the creator was making us, they said, let's make the same one and make one of them Asian and one of them white. Like, it's, we're the same. But I wouldn't necessarily say we have a soul connection. I love her dearly and I'll know her for my whole lifetime, but I'm not certain that I've known her for every lifetime, and that doesn't mean I love her any less. But Soul Sisters, it's something different, and I think a lot of that is just an intuition, as sad as it is to say. Not sad at all, but also it makes it harder to intentionally seek it out.
Yeah.
I think, because it's not something that we can particularly control.
That's something that I definitely want to touch on later, but I did really appreciate your point about it is so beyond love, because while we do totally experience so much love for each other, it's so deep and so truthful that it encapsulates, I think, every aspect of this existence. Like, the intimacy that we all have with each other, I think we've all seen some of our worst sides and have gone through periods of like not talking, not in a way that like we're not happy with each other. It just like, fading in and out, but like always being able to come back to that like seeing and knowing and that familiarity it 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 never fades. It never fades, even in like the darkest hour or the longest time lapse. It's just a genuine knowing of each other. I'm curious if you have any anything that speaks out to you that you want to say about the question that I asked Aaron.
Yes. Because I think for the first time since moving to LA, to be honest, I met a girl that has me feeling pretty damn close to the way that I felt meeting and connecting and developing a relationship with the two of you guys, which is crazy. Did not I honestly was like exactly what you said earlier, the abundance of having the two of you in my life and the layers of the connection that we have, how it runs so deep, so within. Like, I hate to make a reference to this, but like in A Court of Thorns and Roses, because I'm
Yes,
reading
do
that right now, and
it.
like, there's like, there's the mating process, like where you like have that one mate, and there's a mating bond where you can like send messages down that bond, and there's just this innate knowing that no matter where you are, like that is your person, and they will have you, and they will send you the energy that like you need in any moment, and vice
Mm-hmm.
versa. Like it's just like a very symbiotic relationship, and um that's how I feel with you guys. And I it's like it feels impossible, it literally feels impossible, but it also makes the world itself feel like such a safe and beautiful and loving and divine place. Like
Yeah.
everything has balance. There's obviously horrible atrocities happening since the dawn of time, not just now, always. And there's always been this beauty and this divine energy that's existed even within the quote unquote bad stuff. So it's just like having this deep of a relationship that's, again, what you said, like beyond love. I feel like love is everything on one hand, and it's just a word that can hardly even encapsulate certain energies and feelings and connections that like we are able to experience in these bodies, in these like minds and systems with whatever energy we have access to. And it does, like, it allows us to, I think, connect with a higher consciousness, a higher energy that we probably understand maybe even a millionth of a fraction of at this point, because of this like ability to connect and grow spiritually and have these conversations and understand each other's shadows, or not understand each other's shadows and just be there and witness them and go through the experience of studying them and understanding them and allowing them to exist together. But to go back, I think what Angelena said, I definitely agree that there's just an intuition, a gut feeling. And if I were to explain it in more of an attainable external physical way, I would say it's kind of like a safety. Because, I mean, I I go out, I meet a lot of people all the time, and I like, because of my life choices, I put myself in situations where I'm constantly meeting new people, even if I'm anxious about it or I'm not really feeling like it. And even when I meet like amazing human beings, my ass is still anxious, and I want to kind of like hide a little, or like I don't feel like there's certain questions that I can ask, and sometimes that's just me being maybe a little in my shadow and being a little like egotistical. And sometimes there are those people where that just goes away. And maybe you are in a room full of new people and you're anxious, and then you meet that one person and you're like, "Oh, hey, like, wait, I like you. Can we talk? Can I ask you like a crazy question about your past?" Or like, I don't know. And I don't know, or like someone who can just immediately like sense a kind of like love language. Like meeting my friend Rachel out here. I remember the first time we met, I was like sitting on the couch and she came up to me and she was talking to me, and she like came up behind me and like gave me a cuddle. And I was like, Oh my God. I was like, I wish I could do this to every person that I just first met, but it's just, sorry, I'm not, it's just not possible. But like, she did that, and I was like, oh my God, I think I love her. Like, this is definitely going to become a solid friend out here. And like, I just saw her last night, and literally, like, every time I'm with her, I'm like, I am so happy that we met. And I can't even express that enough because, like,
Yeah.
having someone in my physical presence that I can feel that way about is great. It feels like a breath of fresh air, especially with another woman, obviously. And there's, of course, beautiful things about relationships with healthy masculine men. And that's a whole other can of worms. But yeah, I would say it's like it's comfort, and it's like a breath of fresh air. It's a deep sigh.
Yeah.
It's the ability to like stare them in the eyeball and not say a word, and they look totally comfortable staring at you right back. And you maybe just met, or this is your second time hanging out, or I don't know, but and yeah, it's like not having to know all of the external things about them just yet, and knowing like, yeah, this is my friend. Like they've got my back and I've got their back, and I want to like be in their life.
I love that. I love that so much. I think that you guys both really made such good points of that, like, security and trust in life that having that connection can bring. Um, and I think tying that in with something similar that to what you said, like you basically said it, Aaron. This is my answer. I find that I know, and no, it's also Angelina's gut feeling answer. I know when I am hanging out with someone and I leave feeling more myself, like my true, genuine, like this is why I am here. This is what I want to do with my life. If I leave feeling refreshed and like invigorated and ready to do life after being with that person, that is such a sign that they are meant to be in my life. And that is exactly how I feel with each of you. Every single time I stop talking, like we talk and then like I go about my day, I am like, yes, I know exactly what I need to do. I know who I am. I feel so much closer to that still point within my heart and my body and my mind, like every part of me, that I know my purpose. It's like connecting more to Dharma, and it does feel like a gut feeling. It does feel like it's just so deep within me, and I feel so safe and secure in it and can trust in it so deeply. And I think that's kind of how you know when you have found someone in your life that is going to be a really profound connection, is you leave feeling closer to your life purpose and your path.
Guardian angels to your highest
Yep.
self.
Yeah. I love it. I love you guys so much.
I love you guys so much.
There was
Big
a
hug.
big squeeze, virtual hug. But there was a point earlier that Angelena was kind of touching on, and that like, is this kind of connection something that you can create, or is it something that flows into your life naturally? I think that's such a phenomenal question that you asked, that I was pondering earlier today too, because with each of our connections, like it really feels like it just happened.
Yeah. I think
Mm-hmm.
I thought I didn't have an answer to this question, but as you're saying it again, it reminds me of a conversation me and Evelyn had with honestly, some soul brothers, some divine
Yeah.
masculine, to be honest, about predeterminism. And although I think we'd all probably agree that our connection seemingly fell into our lap, right? And I would agree with that. I didn't seek out. Honestly, I didn't even know that something like this could exist.
Mhm.
Like I had no idea that I could seek this out.
Yep.
But at the same time, we have to remember, yes, it feels that way, but it didn't just fall into our lap. We intentionally went through whatever experiences prior that we knew we wanted spirituality, Buddhism, connection to be a part of our life. Why else would we go on this retreat, you know? And if not to find a sense of community. And once we got there, it was still, you know, an effort to build that connection. Connection is scary, meeting new people, and especially feelings that strong immediately about people that you, I guess, artificially do not know, can be daunting. And so I do think it fell into our lap, and that is probably not very comforting to those who deeply crave like a stronger feminine community. But I think the only thing that I could really think to say on this is that when you act in alignment to yourself and your values and who you are, you develop, you know, your shadow, you develop who you are and what you want. Coming to this university, one of my biggest intentions was I feel very developed in many communities that I'm in, but one area of growth within myself is that I want to connect to people in the spiritual community. You know, I've been on this path for not incredibly long, but I know that there reaches a point where you learn everything you can by yourself and you need to connect to grow further. And so I intentionally sought out any spaces I could that had people that also wanted to cultivate that. And then through BSA, we joined Drum Circle and started going to meditation centers and more retreats. And you find more branch off communities, but there was an initial point where we intended to seek out communities, even if we didn't know what we were seeking was this connection.
Yeah.
So yeah, act in alignment to yourself. Actively try every day to, you know, like what they say about dating, if you want to meet smart people, hang out where smart people go. It's like you want to meet your divine feminine energy, where would divine feminine be? like connecting with themselves. And when other people, like that's what drew me to you guys. I mean, you guys were so powerful, and even if you didn't feel that way at the time. I think we've talked about that. How you were in a
I
very.
was just thinking that. Like, Aaron and I were both
did not feel that way at the
very-
time. Oh God.
You
We
guys
both
were
just,
divine to me. Like I met you guys and I was like, this is powerful energy. They've worked on I still do look up to both of you so much in my journey, like my biggest inspirations. And so yeah, no, literally like even if it doesn't feel that way, like it definitely is perceived that way from the outside.
Yeah. I just love what you said, because I think that it's a mix of like it's so similar to the conversations that we had last night with our soul brothers about free will and predeterminism and all the things, is that like you things fall into place for you when you start embodying what you need to be in order for things to fall into place.
Manifestation.
Like you and it's hard saying that at the same time, because in the moment that
Abraham
I
Hicks.
met you, yeah, like that was a really weird point in my life when I met you on that retreat. And I think that I was still on my divine path because I had that intention of growing, and I was putting myself in a position to evolve my consciousness and my spiritual practices and everything. Like I wanted to grow and I wanted to connect, but I didn't feel grounded or wise. And I think that that can be something that, like, if you're listening right now and you're like, oh my God, I feel like I don't have that connection. I don't have that sense of home in other people. Find that sense of home in yourself and put yourself in a position to
Mm-hmm.
meet those people. Just like you said, go where, if you want to meet smart people, where would smart people go? Go in that place. Like, put yourself out there, do the work with yourself first, because I promise you, like, if you want to connect with the spiritual community and you're going in there and you are just trying to like I, get like an outcome or get something out of someone,
Mm-hmm.
either you're not going to get that genuine connection,
Yeah.
or other people are going to be able to read that.
Mm.
You have to feel so, I don't even want to say that.
No, I know what you mean though. It's
You have to have the intention of doing the work on yourself.
absolutely, you put the intention out there within your, you literally manifestation. You say, this is something I want, and I'm going to align myself with this path. And part of that is working on yourself and knowing your values. And once you do that, ask the universe. I'm like, this is my thing right now. Ask the universe, ask your ancestors, your spirits, all the energy around you, like, I want a divine connection. And then what do? You forget about it. That's the key. If you then go, oh, is this the connection?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this the person? You're going to force something where it doesn't work. And it won't work. You need to forget about it. And then if you look back months later, like write it down in a journal and then forget about it. And you're going to look back and you're going to think, holy crap. That's where that was. It happened. Because if you dwell on it and you search for it too hard, it won't happen. But it will be delivered to you. I'm certain of that. But yeah, you can't hold something too tight.
I entirely agree. And I think you need to, one, especially when they're starting on this journey, it's going to be really hard to, like what Evelyn was saying, not showing up. Like, let's say you say, I want to meet these kind of people, so I'm going to go to this place to meet those people. And yes, going in with the intention that you are willing to do the work, you're willing and open to go through these very difficult challenges of changing who you think you need to be and how you think you need to act. Like, that's all very difficult. So you do need to be open to that. And what Evelyn was saying was like karma yoga, showing up with no expectations for results. So obviously, you're looking for connection. So you do show up somewhere looking for that connection you're seeking. But it is very helpful to not have those expectations for results, because naturally you are gonna act in a way that is, trying to get something from someone else. And even though it's like, yes, at the end of the day, like we do want this connection, the right connections, like connecting that to what Angelena said, will come and can't be forced. So really it's kind of having to have a really, 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 really hard look at yourself. I find that, like, with me, this is how it kind of happens, and it usually happens with other people this way. So maybe by me saying this, and you're at a point in your life where you haven't reached a rock bottom, or like, maybe an external thing hasn't happened that has forced you into your rock bottom. That's amazing. Maybe like try and avoid that by like doing the work now, and going and doing some difficult work with yourself and saying, where am I at in my life, and like what's genuinely working, what feels like a yes, like a really strong yes in my body, and what's feeling like, this is not in alignment, what feels like it's wrong, what feels like I'm doing it because I should do it, and when I do it, it makes me feel like shit, or it makes me feel like I'm not being real and I'm being a fake version of myself that's just, going through the motions of something. And I mean, this is easier said than done, and usually that's why we all have to learn it the hard way by, like pulling ourselves into a pit of despair through a series of actions that we know aren't right for us, until finally we can't take it anymore, or allowing someone else to do it to us until we can't take it anymore. But yeah, if you can, maybe maybe try to stop yourself before that you get to that point, and instead just do the even harder work of doing it yourself, literally doing the work yourself, and being truthful with yourself, and maybe realizing where you've let yourself down, and cry about it and let it out, and then say, okay, well, that this doesn't feel alignment, maybe I need to let this go. And then when you let something go, you don't necessarily have to ask yourself, like, what is in alignment for me, who are the kinds of people. I guess the summary of what I was trying to say is, you really just have to be okay with every part of yourself. And again, since that's easier said than done, remember that everyone is worried about how they are appearing. So if you could just one time show up in a space that you're excited to be in, to connect with people, and just like constantly be aware of your thoughts, and constantly be aware of when you're trying to put on a show or be someone that you're not. Like, see if you can backtrack, and, like, let's say you have a thought that you want to tell someone, but you're like, no, that's too weird. Fucking say it. Just say it. As truthful as you can be, you will attract the people that are meant to be in your life. Like, even the parts of you that you think are weird or nasty or not lovable, those are the most lovable parts of you, because every part of you is lovable to a person that can see you exactly as you are, warts and all. And yeah, man, it's really hard, but the more you can look at that within yourself, the more you can let others see it, and the more the work grows and expands, because it starts with you, and then those people can really support you in that journey, and say, yeah, I actually have these parts of myself too that I fucking hate. I can't stand them. And so let's work on this together. And maybe there's similar things as well, maybe they're not, but it's just the fact that we are human beings with an ego that's saying, this is bad, this is good. It's trying to teach us how to survive. And we're not in survival mode. At least most of us are not. I mean, we're not, we have a lot of material things that give us these material comforts. And then we forget how to do hard things, which is like doing the work within ourselves. So if that's the kind of hard work we need to do now, then we need to do it.
Yeah. I think I love the point that you made about vulnerability. I think that you need to be vulnerable in order to build an intimacy, and having an intimate relationship with another person, I think, is what most people seek out, and how you can create these soul connections, not necessarily create, but really allow them to be like their highest capacity, is just sharing, like, this is this is all of me. This is all of me. And like the way that all of us have just sent like voice memos of random thoughts that come up, or like we'll just be in a situation that we feel so uncomfortable, or our shadow selves are coming through, or we feel really reactive, or we're just so like unconscious, or there's like this really beautiful achievement or new chapter or person that we met, anything that just speaks so much, that feels like so much. Speak it with the people in your life, because if that person is supposed to support your truest self, they will resonate with that, and they will build on that and support you through that. And if they don't do that, do you even want them in your life in the first place? Like, that's not how you build that deep connection that you might be seeking. So I think authenticity and vulnerability are like some of the biggest things, and it's hard to do if you are not authentic and vulnerable with yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well said. Yeah.
Yeah. I had this one friend, and we're still friends, we just don't talk as much, but I was thinking about it with this because she did feel like a sister to me in so many ways. And superficially, like, we were so different. She was an old roommate I had. Shout out to her. She was like the best roommate experience I ever had. And we started becoming roommates. This girl's like blonde sorority girl, like went to freaking New Orleans with like a frat president, like, and I was like, oh god, like, let's get ready for this. Like, I'm like trying to be this like woke ass spiritual weed smoking girly pop, like. It felt like opposite side of the spectrum. Let me tell you, the friendship that we built was so beautiful because this like surface level part of ourselves was different, but we had such similar life values. And that was such a big life lesson. And like, I think you need to be open to connecting with any quote unquote type of person, because if you have similar life values, they are going to sustain your highest self better than someone who feeds that like superficial egoic role that you're playing in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that was a
Because
really important point that I wanted to make.
Yeah,
I love it, especially because yeah.
No, you can go first.
Angelina's
You got
turn.
that.
Okay. Well, it's like it's really funny, especially when talking about like I'm trying to be a hippie spiritual weed smoking girly pop. Like these, like you just listed off a bunch of external
Right?
like costumes that we wear, and
Yes.
you could wear the hippie pants. You could have the J hanging out the corner of your mouth. You could be incense hanging out the other corner of your mouth, a sprout on your head. You could be dancing fucking barefoot in the dirt, singing Hare Krishna, and you could still be so, 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 so far away from yourself. And
Yeah.
like, I just want to, yeah, like if I put on the clothes, if I do the dance, like these are all external things. And you could never once like sit and be like, who am I really? Like, what is this? What is this that like runs me? And what are the thoughts that I'm having on a daily basis, whatever. And there could be a girl who wears a pink polo every day and a tan pleated skirt and I don't know, a Prada purse, whatever. And she's wearing Prada kitten heels and she's walking around and she's looking bougie and she's got her nose stuck up in the clouds, but at the end of the day, she will smile at every single person. She will laugh and cry with you. She will hold your hand through anything, and she will face the darkest parts of herself and openly share that with others. Like, it doesn't matter what you see on the outside. It's all fake. Everything that exists in this material world, well, it's not necessarily fake, but you know, it's something that we can change. We can change it. Like we can change our clothes. You can change your hair. You can change your clothes. I'm not gonna quote Hannah Montana right now, but I already did. But yeah, I mean,
That's our song
your ability
recommendation
to
for the
be.
episode.
You can change your money. You can change your clothes. Okay. But yeah, the ability to connect with someone is available within all of us. I mean, as long as I mean, there's obviously some cases of maybe, for example, a sociopath is unable to emotionally connect with themselves or other people. That's a different story. But you know, if your brain is wired in the way where like we can access certain things and understand ourselves in some way, we can build on that and form new connections within our own brain neurons and then open those up to connecting with other people that appear different and at the same time are exactly, we all have this same energy within all of us that might be blocked by certain things in our bodies, like different energies and things that are blocked, things that are imbalanced. But when there's balance, there's an open heart, there's an open connection, and the ability to see everything as truth, which is there's we're all a part of this ocean. We're all individual waves in this ocean, and at the same time, we have to be a part of the ocean. You can't have the ocean without the wave. You can't have the wave without the ocean.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think something that I've been thinking about recently is that exact concept you talked about with that friend of yours, where it's super easy, I think, as very spiritual people to think because have a spiritual ego. You know,
Yeah.
because we are spiritual, we got our shit figured out more than others. Or like we're on our path. And then you look at a frat guy and you're like, he has no path. Like that is, I mean, spiritual ego. And recognizing that they could be their role that they have, whatever that is, looks so vastly different, but they could be living that 100%. They could have truly been like truly connected to themselves, and they are like an actualized person. And even if that connection that they, you know, what their thing is, what happiness looks like for them and fulfillment, a deep sense of like karmic fulfillment to them has nothing to do with spirituality. And mine has so much to do with that. That doesn't mean that um, your souls can still know each other. You know, I think every like religion can call it a different thing, but there that bond, the like numinous is what philosophy refers to it as. It's like the energy around something beyond what you can, the mystical experience of it, beyond the descriptors and the like semantics we use. That can exist. Like I have deep soul bonds with people who honestly aren't very spiritual at all. You know, and you know it's kind of crazy to think about because it's like it's so obvious to see our soul connection with you guys because we are so in search of truth within our soul. And we work so deeply with that and we bear it so openly because that's part of our practice. And so it's easy to point that out because there are some exterior similarities.
Yeah.
So it is easier, even though, you know, I've been saying we're different, but there is also like a lot of our personal missions are similar.
Yes.
And it's harder to see soul connections with people who have very different lifestyles. But I think it's still incredibly possible because as long as you're acting in accordance to yourself and whoever your highest self is, your highest self might be the best damn frat president this world has ever seen. Who am I to take that from you? That is none of my business. Like maybe that's like you're spreading connection and brotherhood in the same way sisterhood exists. I try very hard to like reframe things as like if a woman was spreading the same feeling in like a female context, would I have an issue with it? No, I would not have an issue with it. So maybe this is an internal thing I can work on myself. But beyond that reference, just, you know, if you are embodying the fullest version of yourself and putting that into the world and making it a better place and you know, not even like a better place like you need to go out and do volunteer work, but a better place by existing. Your existence and being truthful about who you are makes the world a better place.
Yeah.
Because other people are seeing you and resonating with that, and just one person looking at you and being like, I see that, I feel that, I resonate with that. That makes a difference alone. Like, not even requiring interaction. Like, there's been days
Oh my god, yes.
where, like, I have a distinct memory of this. I think it was, like, one of the hardest days of my entire life. And I was going through an airport, and this woman just stopped, and she just, like, smiled at me, because I was, like, probably very visibly crying in this airport. And her smile literally changed the trajectory of my whole day, and I have no clue who she is, and I'll probably never see her again in my whole lifetime, and she might not have even been smiling at me. Like, she could have been looking at something behind me that was silly and smiled. I'll never know. But ultimately, like, simple acts of existence can change anyone's life. So the ultimate goal in yourself and just in life in general is to genuinely embody every aspect of yourself and allow it to come to the surface unapologetically. Yeah. Be the craziest, silliest, stupidest version of yourself out the gate. And people who resonate with that will resonate with that and they'll stick. And people who don't. And that's, you kind of just cut out the middleman. It's literally like you're expediting the process of finding your soul, people.
Yes.
Like,
you're not beating around the bush.
Yeah, like if I, like, first day, I'm pretty sure I was like, oh my god, I'm in love with y'all. Like, I'm in love with y'all, immediately hugging, immediately, like, asking you a million different things and yapping about, like, the most personal stuff ever. It just expedited the process. I was like, why am I gonna ask you, like, oh, what do you do for work? What's your major? Like, we're gonna get nowhere really fast with that.
Yeah. Like, yeah. And that, like, touches on the point of, like, you're not connecting so much with, like, that person's external persona. You're connecting with, like, who they really are deep inside. Yeah. That's where the magic is.
Mm-hmm. Are they going to connect with the energy that you're bringing? And when you talked about the woman with the smile, someone just said, we were talking about, you know, literally, what is the most common quote? Be the change you want to see in the world. And they were like, you want more hugs? Give more hugs. You got to give a hug to get a hug. It's so, it's such a two-person thing. And God, if you want to smile, if you want to see more people smiling at you, if you feel like everyone's frowning at you, maybe smile more. Listen, these things are so contagious. Like, everything that we have got going on within us is visible without us and around us. And I was doing a vinyasa class and my brain was like, I'm just ready for this to be over. I'm not having a good time. I don't want to be here. And then I turned around and this man was in great sage twist and he was like smiling so gently, just the corners of his mouth lightly lifted. He looked so at peace and I was like, I want to smile right now. I want to feel at peace. So I smiled too. And then I just, this like burst of light and love just like vomited out of my eyeballs and my mouth. And I just felt so blissed out. Like, it's so easy to just like, boop.
Yeah.
Dude.
I wish you told that man. I would have. That's another practice I like, huge advocate about. If you think, it's actually the festival community that's really got this. Anybody who's been to a music festival would know. You go and you could stop anybody and be like, I just love your energy. Or like, oh, I love your outfit. Or you're awesome. Or literally anything, like out the gate.
You're
like it's
so
just
strong.
Anytime you've got this. Okay. Affirmations out the wazoo. Like, I learned it from there, and now I think if I encounter anybody who I think anything positive, even if it's weird, like sometimes I'm like, your eyebrows are like the most perfectly shaped eyebrows I've ever seen. Just say it. Like, oh my gosh. I did this recently where this woman had the coolest, cute, like little, like whimsical, witchy bumper sticker. And I pull up next to her car and I roll down my window and I'm like waving at her like a crazy woman. I'm like, I love your car. You have the coolest bumper sticker. I just wanted to let you know. I hope you have a wonderful day. And she I don't know if she thought I was crazy or not, but I simply think like bringing kindness into the world. If you have a good thing to say it. Because anybody coming up to me and saying anything positive will make my day.
Yes.
So why would you sit on that information? Why would you not say the crazy nice thing? Like, put that into the world and it'll find you back. Like, give a hug, get a hug. Put out a positive thing and like our conversations about time, like that energy goes somewhere and eventually it will find its way back to you. Maybe not this week, maybe not this month. Maybe it already came back to you.
Yeah.
It's like you swipe the credit card and they'll cash you out later situation. But yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. Ugh.
I
wish we could all make Buddha bowls right now.
Oh, that would be So I hate to say this to you, but we do have all the ingredients for a Buddha bowl.
We will be making a Buddha
so
bowl.
You could make a Buddha
Me
bowl
too.
as well
Alongside us.
alongside
Yeah.
us.
Let's
via
make one
FaceTime.
together. I mean, once
Yes.
we're done recording, I'm gonna head downstairs and make myself a Buddha bowl.
Well, we're
Hell
gonna do
yeah.
the same exact thing.
Okay,
so.
period.
Thanks for
love
later. Yeah, Angelena, I don't know if Erin was on yet. She's like, what's the strategy or something for you guys recording a podcast? And I was like, okay, usually like takes us like 15 minutes just to say hi and like set up, do all the things, and like record maybe like an hour, like just fluctuates depending on the conversation. And then we end the recording and we FaceTime for 2 hours afterwards, like at the bare minimum. Like there's always an after party with our podcast. So
The
I'm
afters.
very excited about
You
that.
go into the afters.
We're going to the afters, and to be totally honest, I do kind of need to make the Buddha bowl now because I have to leave in like less than an hour.
So valid.
So I think if you guys are cool with this, unless you have any final words, I was thinking I could ask a fun question and we could answer the question, and that could be our wrap.
Well, I think there's one thing I want to say, and it's to whoever is
Yeah.
listening who doesn't have that connection yet. This podcast, first off, is for you. Like, we are your best friends. And the fact that we exist and the fact that you resonate with this energy is proof enough that you will find that connection. If you don't have the people in your life that you are seeking, find that within yourself, because you seeking that energy has that, like, I don't have it yet energy. And if you literally just become it and you're like, you know what, I'm literally just gonna have the best time with myself. Fuck it, we ball. Just like, fuck it. Party, become your best friend, take yourself on dates. You going on those dates, I promise you, you will attract the people who are doing the same damn thing. And eventually you guys can go on friend dates or romantic dates together, and it's gonna be awesome. And I see you. I've been there before. I'm sure my soul sisters have been there too. And like, you just gotta trust yourself. I promise you, if you're here right now, everything's gonna be okay, and you can find that connection within yourself, and you can find that connection somewhere in this beautiful, chaotic, insane, mind fuck, sexy ass world. That's just all I wanted to say, because like, I have been there. I've had moments in my life where I haven't felt those connections, and I have felt so alone and like hopeless in finding those connections. And I don't want you to listen to this and be like, oh fuck, they have it. I don't. I want that so bad. Which is okay if you feel that way, because I felt that way too, and then eventually I found it. But have hope, I suppose. All is well. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, fuck the question. That's a great way to
Well, I'm kind of curious.
I totally
No, I wanna know
agree.
the
Oh my
question.
God. I'm not No, I feel like that's I feel like that's just a way more beautiful way to end this. Just like a reminder that life is a balance of everything, and there are going to be the darkest damn moments, and there are going to be the brightest butterflies, sunshine rays, and rainbows, and through it all there will be connection. There will be this beauty, and there will be absolute darkness, and isolation is such a thing that is experienced by every single one of us. Like even knowing you guys exist, and even post like having you guys in my life and having this friendship, I still have moments where I feel so isolated, and at the end of the day, like, it's hard and it hurts, and there's not even like one external thing I can think about that will get me out of it, and the only way that I can get through that darkness is by like being in it and sitting in it and experiencing it, and however it makes me feel, and questioning like why am I perhaps feeling this way. And I don't always get the answer, but just like when I have started to learn over time what I run away from and what my tendencies are when difficult things happen, even when I learn to confront one type of difficulty, then I realize that there's another that I'm running away from. And I'm like, oh,
Mm.
I'm still doing it in this area of my life. And that's where like the isolation comes.
Yes.
The darkest day is right before the dawn. That's my quote of the week. I've said it probably like 10 times to 10 different people, but the darkest day is right before the dawn. And it's true. And that doesn't mean that you're going to have one big old dark day and one dawn. No, it's going to happen all the time. It could happen every day, it could happen weekly. So just know that there is darkness and there's dawn and there's isolation and there's connection. And that's what makes it all beautiful.
Snaps.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Angelina, for being on our
Thank
podcast.
you so much.
First guest.
With your beauty and grace and your
And wisdom and
No, I'm so honored. I love you guys so immensely and deeply, if not evident through this episode and always. But yeah, thank you so much. It was a fucking blast.
song recommendation, You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home by Hannah Montana.
Yep.
Period.
Leave it on a high note.
I love you both so much. Oh my gosh. And whoever's listening, I love you so deeply as well.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening.
Virtual
We'll
kisses,
catch you.
virtual hugs.
Virtual kisses, virtual hugs.
We love
catch
you.
you.
Our collective
We'll
love
catch you
is
again.
coming your way through these speakers. Mwah. Mwah,
Yes.
you are loved.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Oh my god.